welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a really chilled video which you guys actually requested after I asked in my last vlog if you wanted to see it, and it's like a wrap and chat with me video. It's currently like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm currently in isolation, so I thought I would take the opportunity to wrap all my presents. I have 7 huge gift bags worth, so I'm obviously not going to do them all in this video, and you're also probably not going to be able to see me wrapping per se because I just know that my family members will watch this and it gives me the stress. But anyway, you guys have sent me a load of topics that you want me to talk about on my Instagram. Be sure to go and follow me over there, it's in the description below. But I'm just gonna have a little chat about different things and different parts of my life while I also wrap presents, is basically the general gist of this video. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, be sure to give it a massive thumbs up, and I suppose we should get started because these presents are not going to wrap themselves. Okay, where shall we start? I've screenshotted a few, so I'm just going to kind of do them as I go. But the first one is, are you planning on doing a master's degree? And this was one that actually people have been asking me quite a lot. I feel like last time I did a video on this, like a proper video on like what I was doing with my career, you guys thought that I was doing, well, I said I was doing a master's at City University in London. City has a really good journalism MA program, and I did, you know what, no, sorry, hair's gonna have to go behind my face. I did think that was what I wanted to do. City is very like prestigious university, and if you get onto the journalism program there and you do the MA, like you will get a good job at the end of it. Essentially, that's the end of the, no, that's the, why would you say that? That's the fact of the matter, truth of the matter. Don't really know why I'm talking about being a journalist if I can't even put together a sentence, but hey, look, here we are. And also I can't get this wrap, this is not going very well. I can't multitask. I don't know why I thought doing a wrap and chat video would be a good idea, but hey. Okay, this is just not how I envision this video going. I can't even get the wrapping paper out of the wrapper. Okay, here we go. We're finally getting somewhere, people. Okay, wrapping paper is open. I've gone for a gold and blue theme this year to match the gift bag. Well, these ones aren't actually really match. Yeah, they are. They're gold and blue. So there's lots of colour coordinating going on here. But what was I going to say? Anyway, so yes, plan was to do a master's at City. I don't know if being on my year abroad and just not having university has kind of been the thing that's changed my perspective on this. But I don't know if I want to do academics for much longer. I know that sounds like super like weird because I mean obviously I am a very academic person and academics is kind of like my brand. But though I'm really like, although academics is like my strong point for sure, I'm just not really sure there's much point because the MA is really like academic. So you're more likely to be writing like essays on articles than you are to be writing articles yourself. And ultimately, as much as I love Oxford and I love studying and writing essays and stuff, when it comes to something like journalism, I think I'd rather just go for a practical course, especially after I've done a 4-year degree. Like, do I want to pay £12,000 to do another year of writing essays when I could be paying to just do the NCTJ, which is, hold on, the NCTJ is basically the qualification that you need to get into the journalism industry, and like that's kind of the qualification that most people do. And you can do apprenticeships, like degree. You can do like training schemes where you go and work at a newspaper and you do it part-time, or you can do it full-time for like 6 months in London or Manchester. And I think ultimately I'm leaning towards Manchester. Because again, I've just realised like living in Berlin and just generally time has made me realise that I don't think I want to live in London. I just don't really see, like I used to be so blinded by it and thought it was the best city in the world, and now I've been to like Berlin and stuff and I've just travelled a lot and I've just realised that it's busy and it's expensive, and Media City, which is where the BBC are and where a lot of journalist like companies are moving, is in Manchester anyway. Manchester's a nicer city, it's cheaper to live there, the course is slightly smaller there. So basically I think I'm going to go and do, long story short, I think I'm going to go and do an NCTJ qualification in Manchester. Whether or not I'm going to apply for other things. There are a couple of other like schemes. I'm going to apply for the Masters at City maybe, I think. I'm going to apply for lots of different things because obviously I want to keep my options open, but most likely we'll be going and doing that, which is a 6-month like 9-to-5 job style Masters. No, it's not even a Masters, it's just a postgraduate diploma. And I know that there's a lot of stigma for like people from Oxford not going and doing like a Masters, like an MA, but I don't really need an MA for what I want to go into, and so it costs 1/3 of the price. I can live in Manchester rather than London, and I'll be in a job ultimately quicker. So I'm like, you know, and I just kind of I want to get the first-hand experience. I want to do shorthand, I want to do media law, I want to do all of those things. So I think at the moment I'm leaning towards doing that in Manchester with News Associates, but we shall see, because plans can change, people can change. The next one is, what are you most excited about post-COVID? I do not even know, do you know? Like, I'm so used to this situation now that I think I've forgotten what it's like to just be able to do the stuff that we were doing before. I would say ultimately I'm most excited to see my friends. I have not been able to go to Oxford to visit my friends, and it's their final year, so I'm really hoping that by the summer I'll be able to fly back from wherever I am in Spain to come and visit them when they're finishing their final exams. That's something I'm really excited about, and I hope that that will be okay by then. I'm sure it will be by June. I'm sure that like it's in the government's interest to open up a travel corridor between Spain and England, because otherwise they're going to have a lot of angry British people on their hands who are not getting their yearly holiday. But yeah, so I think that ultimately seeing my Oxford friends, and definitely also seeing like the girls, because I have not seen like the girls like New and Lizzie and Lydia and Liv and Molly since February this year. So that's coming up nearly a year now, and they've kind of all seen each other, or most of them have seen, because they've been in the country, whereas obviously I was in Berlin. So yeah, very excited to see them. Next one is, do you still talk to Molly and Lizzie and stuff? So yes, literally we still have a group chat. We talk pretty much every day. Like obviously because of COVID we've not seen each other in a year, and I think that this plays into the whole idea that if influencers aren't posting photos together that they've somehow fallen out, because a lot of you seem to think that we've fallen out. We still talk pretty much every day. The group chat is not as active at the moment, but that is mainly just because everyone has got their own things going on, do you know what I mean? And like, we're adults and we don't need to speak all day every day and see each other all day every day to be like the best of friends. So like, we do still talk all the time, and you know, we've definitely had some wobbles this year. I mean, no one's really fallen out or anything, just, you know, it's been a difficult year for everyone. And so there have been times where people have just not wanted to be on the chat, you know, when you're like in a bad mood and you just distance yourself from people, like that sort of thing. But that's just natural given that we're living through a global pandemic, you know. The next one, we appreciate how badly I've just wrapped that, please. Like, I don't even know if that's actually legal, if I can actually give that to somebody, but look, I've got many talents, guys, but one of them is definitely not rapping. I literally can't rap to save my life, so I don't know why I've done a rap and chat with me, but that's where we're at now. The next question is your birthday. Like, talk about your birthday. So for those of you who don't know, my birthday is on the 11th of January. The original plan, as it stood before pandemic hit, was that I knew that I was going to be on my year abroad. So the plan was to be abroad from August to December, and then be at home from just before Christmas to like for a month basically. So from like the 22nd of from the 22nd of December to like the 25th of Jan basically, because my birthday is on the 11th of Jan, and I was supposed to be going to New York. Sorry, okay, no, I know that there are worse things going on in the world, but like, it actually breaks my heart. I suppose I'm gonna cry if I actually talk about it because I'm so sad. I was supposed to be going to New York for my 21st with my family, and we were supposed to be landing in New York on my birthday, which was the Monday, and then I was supposed to be going to see Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden on the Wednesday, and that was my birthday present. That was what my mom has bought me. She's bought me tickets to see Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, you can judge me all you like and you can be like, why the hell do you listen to him, but I'm not being funny. Seeing Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden would actually make my existence, and I'm not even exaggerating. So like, that's the one thing in life that I'm not really that like materialistic, as in I don't sit there and like think, oh, I really want this bag or this perfume. Like I literally would sell an organ to see Billy Joel in New York. I've seen him twice live, but one time I was pretty damn depressed, so I don't really count that time. And the second time was in, no, the first time was in Manchester, and that was ages ago. And I just want to see him properly in New York because he's from New York, his songs are about New York, and like he has a residency at Madison Square Garden, and that's not going to last much longer. Anyway, sorry, we're going off on a tangent of despair and depression because anyway, so that obviously is not happening. It was a bit bold of me to assume that it would be happening, but I mean, it became quite clear sort of earlier this year that that wouldn't be happening. But the concert has been postponed to March 2022, which is, if I've calculated correctly, about, I think it's like the term before my final term of university. So it will actually be a lovely getaway, like, you know, and a lovely thing to look forward to in the middle of like finals exam stress. But that means that my 21st birthday now is looking a bit depressing. But look, we've got to do what we've got to do. So basically, I think the plan now is, well, the plan originally was, when Mom was like, don't worry, like, you know, we can go out for a meal for your birthday and we'll go to Birmingham and we'll have a little girly shopping day. I just don't even think, well, we're in tier 3 for starters, and I do not see us moving out of down to tier 2 until like I just don't think anyone after Christmas. I don't think there's going to be anybody moving down the tiers because there's going to be a big surge in cases obviously after Christmas because people are going to be mixing. So I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if we were back in another national lockdown in January. I mean, who knows? Do you know what I mean? Also guys, it looks better now. I think I've look how pretty that wrapping paper is though, like honestly. So I think we'll be back in lockdown or in tier 3. So basically we're not going out anywhere. My mum has told me not to worry, and she has said to me, do not worry Eve, we will make your birthday as good as we can. And I'm completely like, at this point, look, everyone I know has missed a birthday or has spent a birthday in some sort of restrictions. Am I bitter that some people got to at least go out with their friends in a restaurant? Yes. Can I change the fact? No. So if my 21st is a low-key affair, that's fine. Just know that my 22nd is going to be absolutely fire. Like we are talking a week. Oh no, because I'm going to have exams. Anyway, no, we'll do something big for my 22nd basically, and also me and the girls, because Molly's birthday wasn't in lockdown, but I think she was in, like, she got to go out with her friends, but she didn't have like a big celebration. None of us could go and see Lizzie for her birthday, and Liv's birthday will most likely be in some sort of restrictions as well, and New and Lydia both missed a birthday, I'm pretty sure, in lockdown. So we've said that literally as soon as this is all over, as soon as it's safe to do so, we're going to book like an Airbnb somewhere like Leeds or Liverpool and just go on like a bar crawl for like 4 nights straight to celebrate everybody's birthdays. So I can't wait for that. And look, we just have to, right, there's not a lot of wrapping paper on this roll. Oh my god, are you actually joking? I thought that these were going to be full wrapping paper rolls and there is barely anything. Great, anyway, thriving. But yeah, so basically birthday's not looking ideal, but it's also unavoidable. And look, at the end of the day, I think we just have to accept that, but now, between now and like March, things are going to be a bit rough, but things will get better from there. And like, we're so close to being through this, it's better to just suck it up. And yeah, am I gutted I'm not going to see Billy Joel? Yes. But look, we can't change it. We can't change it. It's fine, it's fine. I'm fine about it. It's fine. The next one is the guilty feeling that you're doing nothing on your gap year and year abroad. And this is such a, oh my god, this is one that I've really been struggling with. So for those of you who don't know, I'm on my year abroad at the moment. Well, I'm obviously literally sat in my house in West Bromwich, so I'm not technically on my year abroad. I've just spent 4.5 months in Berlin. And for the first 3 months I didn't have guilt at all because I was doing an internship with the local who's like a newspaper in Berlin, and that was super chill. So like, it was really nice because I had the feeling of purpose that I was going to work each day, but I was also really grateful that I had lots of free time. The bars were still open. Like, I was like, there's more that was lovely because I was like, oh my god, there's more to life than academia, you know, there's more to life than essays and deadlines and etc, etc. And then I kind of just realised quite quickly that, I don't know, that was kind of what cemented for me that I wasn't sure I wanted to do a master's, because as much as the student life is fun, I just kind of realised that I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm just sort of bored of the whole deadline, exam stress, pressure situation. And so I think, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, those 3 months were the best months I've had in a while, just because like the pandemic, I have no idea where that just cut off. So basically I was just saying that the pandemic didn't really feel like a big deal in summer. Like I feel like everyone kind of felt like that, like, you know, the restrictions really weren't that tight. You could still meet up with people in public and stuff, and you could have, in Germany at least, you could have people over in your house. I can't remember how it was in England. But then obviously, oh, ow, oh, I hate sticky to it. Okay, this is not going well. Okay, why won't this rip? Right, I'm just cutting it. Anyway, as I was saying, so things were going fine in that respect until I got COVID. And then obviously I was knocked completely off my feet like for 2 weeks anyway. So I had 1 week of this new internship and then I got sick. Like I was so tired, I could not even, all I did, and I'm not even joking you, for 2 weeks was watch Christmas films on Netflix. Like, I have watched every single Christmas film on Netflix, right? And at the time actually I didn't feel too guilty about it because I was exhausted. Like I was like a frigging zombie, like going from day to day like that. I'm telling you guys now, COVID fatigue is no frigging joke. Like I'm not a fan, would not recommend to a friend. But then as I started to get better and I realised that I essentially had 0 plans for December and January, like I wasn't going to be doing anything, that's been really hard for me to deal with. I was essentially sat in my apartment in Berlin as well because there was a part lockdown, so I couldn't even meet up with people. I was just sat while, like, the days just disappeared. Like literally every day would just melt away, and I had such a crippling feeling that I just wasn't doing anything. I'd go on Twitter as well, and my journalism Twitter, everybody would be writing all these articles and getting commissions, and I just wasn't, it sounds stupid, but I like didn't have the mental headspace quite yet to really get back into anything. Like I didn't want to overdo it, you know. And so yeah, I've been feeling really naff recently because I just feel like my life has kind of pressed pause a little bit. And you know what I'm like, I like to be always working on a new project or something, and I've just, oh my god, that is the worst wrapping I've ever done in my life. Hold on. I like to be working on something new at any given point in time, and it was really hard for me, and it is really hard at the moment that I essentially have nothing really to do. I mean, I could start my university work, but it's a bit pointless given that I'll probably have forgotten it. So I'm trying to get used to the fact that it is just kind of a break. And right now, actually now I'm at home, I'm really enjoying it because my day is kind of like, I have things that I can be doing, like a couple of language classes, like admin, some stuff like that. But in general, yeah, I don't know if I would say I miss having like loads of deadlines, like Oxford deadlines. I'm really glad to have a year off, and that's why I picked my degree, because I wanted a year out in the middle. And it's honestly going to be so good to go back to Oxford with like mad perspective on things, if that makes sense, like a sense of what is actually important and what isn't. But that being said, do I like having literally so little to do that I just feel like I feel like I'm just wasting away my life? No, that's not really as fun as it's just not really my thing. So yeah, I don't know how okay, I've really messed up this wrapping. Like this is really not gone. This is really not gone according to plan. Oh god, guys, I literally can't wrap. I can't do anything, like, at the moment. I swear, I've become the most incompetent human since COVID hit. Like I feel like as well, like, it sounds stupid, but I feel like I've taken a bit of a step back as well, just like intelligence wise, like, because I'm not, you know, when you're at Oxford or like when you're at uni, like you're using your brain a lot, and at the moment I'm just not. And I don't like that feeling of not having a lot of stimulus, but I'm also really aware that if I overstimulate myself, I could cause myself some serious problems with fatigue and stuff. So yeah, basically I'm just in a bit of a weird in-between stage, but I'm sure that when I get out to Spain next year, the ball is going to start rolling, babes, and it's never going to stop, because I'm going to be in Spain working for 6 months, and then I've got my final year, and then I'll be in the postgrad diploma, and then I'll have a job, and I'll look back at this time and wish that I'd not felt guilty. So I'm trying to just enjoy this month in my little childhood home bubble. But I guess we'll see. Somebody asked me to talk about being home, and like, because I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram story the other day, but the night before I came home, I had like a bit of a breakdown, I'm not gonna lie to you. Because it all just, like, I think the gravity of moving from like your own independent apartment where you've been living by yourself for like 4 months back to your childhood room, which is a lot smaller for one, a house that is, you know, quite small, and like everyone, like through no fault of their own, but like all of my family have been in West Bromwich the whole time I've been in Berlin, so nothing much has changed for them, whereas I feel like I've literally just gone on like a complete roller coaster, like lived in a different city, got coronavirus, like done 2 different jobs, like all of this sort of stuff. Anyway, and I put on my story, like, if anybody could relate to that kind of feeling where you're having to like shrink back down to fit into like old childhood like ways of thinking and just ways of generally existing. And I just put it on my story like without even thinking that much about it, and so many of you said you could relate. This sense of like you feel like you've taken steps backwards in your life. To be honest, actually, I was really dreading coming back because I thought I was going to feel really suffocated. So far, I've actually not felt that at all. It's actually been really nice to be back with my family without the university stress, because whenever I'm back here and I've got deadlines or like university work that I still need to be doing, then it's not so cute, I'm not gonna lie, because I just feel like I feel really suffocated, and like, whereas at the moment I'm really just enjoying the fact that I can like be with my family, like we've been watching movies in the evenings, and I think that all of us have had a bit of a reset, because the first lockdown was really not cute, like we were all just going through it a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. And whereas now I feel like the tension's a bit off, and we're all actually just really grateful that we get to spend like Christmas together as a family, because we don't do a big Christmas anyway. Like I literally spend my Christmas like one day at my mom's and one day at my dad's, and that's what we're doing this year because that's well within coronavirus guide. Technically, actually, we only count as one household because my sister's moving between the two anyway because our parents are divorced. Anyway, like, who even knows what the rules are at this point? But anyway, I thought I would feel really suffocated. I definitely do miss the room, the space that I had in Berlin, but also actually towards the end, like, because I couldn't really see anybody in Berlin, like, it was starting to get a little bit lonely. And so I'm glad that I'm back in like a warm, welcoming family environment, to be honest. I can't lie. Whether that will last all the way into January, I don't think so, but I am going to be keeping myself busy when I'm out of isolation. Join the gym. I'm going to be going to volunteer at my local community radio station as well, which is literally 10 minutes down the road, but it will get me out of the house every day. So I think it'll be fine. I'm only here for a month, and this is going to be the last month that I'm ever here, like for a long period of time, because after that, I mean, I'm going to be either abroad in Oxford or moving out for good. So I mean, I guess we'll see how that all goes, but at the moment, actually, I thought I'd feel a lot more claustrophobic. I do feel claustrophobic in my room just because I have so much stuff now, but we've moved. I'm in the middle of doing a big clear out video, which you'll hopefully be seeing either before or after this video, I'm not sure, where I'm moving a lot of my stuff that I want to keep but I don't immediately need, like I will need when I move out but I don't need right now, into basically my stepdad's mom lives next door and she's got a spare room, so that's kind of become like a storage room, very kindly. She's been very nice and offered to do that, so it's feeling better. I think it's just a case of now, you know, when you've grown up and you've literally got all of your uni stuff, and if you've moved abroad you'll also know that you've got all of that sort of stuff, but you've still not got your own place and you've just got so much stuff that it's just very hard to, like, yeah, you get exactly what I mean. Sorry, I really can't multitask. I can't wrap a ribbon around my present and also generally communicate about moving abroad. But yeah, so actually I'm feeling a lot better about being at home than I thought I would be. I really thought it was going to be an absolute disaster, I can't lie. I thought I was fully ready to be having a breakdown. But to be honest, I'm quite enjoying just being in a little bubble, quite literally in a bubble, but like also just not really having to worry about university, jobs, whatever, just vibing for a month essentially, which you don't really often get the opportunity to do, so I'm grateful for that at least. And the last question I wanted to touch on was the one that Molly spoke about in her, oh, I forgot to credit Molly, no, I'll put it at the start of the video. So I forgot to say Molly did a rap and chat, which is where I've got this idea from basically. Thanks, Molly. But she was talking about how influencers and like this whole, you know, influencers like and corona and sort of people being a bit like the COVID police, and what people think about that. So she kind of pointed out in her video that there are certain influencers, me and Molly have had many a conversation about this, to be honest. There are certain influencers, like not naming any names because it's not their fault, like that people are like this, I suppose, that have been blatantly flouting rules, like even in the tier system, like taking photos together and stuff when they're in tier 2 or tier 3, when you're literally not supposed to be mixing with people outside your household, right, like at all, who have literally been taking photos. Like, also guys, it didn't turn out too bad, like my wrapping is appalling, but like this side especially is not good, but look, the thought was there, you know. So like people who've been taking photos, like you know, with their friends, like literally blatantly not socially distancing, and all of the comments are just like, oh, you're so pretty, oh, you look amazing, like, oh, you look so nice, which is lovely. I'm loving that we're all spreading the love, but also I literally breathe and I have got like 5 DMs like, why are you doing this, like how dare you break the rules, like all of this stuff. I literally tweeted that I was excited to get a Greggs when I came back to England on the way home. Bearing in mind, my mother doesn't have, my family don't have to self-isolate. That's the rule. That is literally the rule. Like, you have to self-isolate, but your family don't. So my mum was going to get out the car and we were going to go to one of those Greggs stands anyway. You know, the ones where they have the stands outside of the, I don't know if you guys have not got one of those, but there's one by us where there's a stand right outside the service station. And this girl was like, aren't you supposed to be self-isolating? I was like, Jesus Christ, like, just give me a break. Like, why do I get that we have to be like sticking to the rules, and I get I'm an influencer and so I should be, you know, held to a standard where, you know, I want to be setting a good example for my followers, obviously, but I'm just sick of people policing my every move and questioning everything I'm doing. Like, it gets really exhausting. Like, I now have developed this compulsive need to apologise for in advance before anyone's even said anything, just so I don't get these messages that make me, the messages make you feel like rubbish, and I just feel like I'm breathing and that people have always just got something negative to say. I'm always doing something wrong, I can never do anything right, people always find issue with everything I say or do, and it's just like, please, like, I'm really not out here trying to be a problematic influencer. Like, I just want to make people smile, I want people to enjoy my videos. And recently I feel like it's got to the point where I literally feel like I can't say anything without putting a disclaimer, which, you know, sometimes disclaimers are necessary, but like, it just gets a bit exhausting. Like the other day when I was talking about this feeling of moving back home, somebody literally messaged me being like, you should be grateful to even have a house to come back to, and I was like, oh my god, like, of course I'm grateful to have a house to come back to. Like, I just feel like I have to preface everything with, of course I'm grateful for this, of course I'm like, that should just be a given. Like, I don't need, I'm a human, I'm allowed to have issues and problems, and like, I don't know, do you get what I mean? I don't think you get what I mean, to be honest. I feel like I'm just totally talking rubbish, but it just gets really frustrating, and I'm feeling a little bit tired about it at the moment, which is why over Christmas I'm going to take a week off socials. Just so you know, I'm not taking a week off socials because I'm going to be breaking the rules in any way. Like, we are literally doing, within the government regulations, I'm literally just going between my mum's and my dad's, and my aunt, who lives by herself, is also coming on the 26th, but that's 3 households, right, technically. Anyway, so we're not breaking any rules, but I'm just having a month off. Oh, I wish I had a month off, a week off, because I just don't want to deal with it over Christmas. I just don't want to deal with everyone commenting like, shouldn't you be doing this, shouldn't you be doing that, like, shouldn't you be self-isolating. Like, somebody even messaged me yesterday being like, how dare you, like, hug your family when you get back. I'm like, I've literally just had coronavirus, like, there is no way I'm spreading it onto my family. I'm still isolating because that's the government regulations, but I am not contagious. Like, literally no one has got reinfected within a month of having it. People have got reinfected, but not within a month. Anyway, I could go on and rant for this for ages, but I just wish that everyone was a bit nicer, and that people did not hold some influencers to an insanely high standard, and other influencers just can do what they like. I mean, for God's sake, there are influencers in Dubai at the moment. Like, they've literally flown to another country to avoid being in restrictions. I've literally moved my flight especially so I can adhere to restrictions. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've tried so hard to play within the rules, and like, I'm human, I make mistakes, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a perfect human, but like, generally, I mean, in the summer obviously I was seeing my friends and stuff like that, but within Germany that was what the rules allowed. Like, I was not there going to raves and parties like some influencers have been doing, and I just wish that we could direct the energy towards genuinely problematic people rather than trying to make small influencers who are just trying to put videos on channels and brighten people's day. Sometimes you guys, not you guys, but like some people make me feel like an actual criminal, and like I've cried about it so many times, and I got so worked up about my flights because I was so worried that somebody was going to try and think that I was trying to dodge quarantine rules and stuff, that my mom literally had to like calm me down on the phone. And it's just like, how has it got to that point? How have I let it get to the point where I'm so worried about being cancelled for accidentally doing or saying the wrong thing that I just don't want to do anything on YouTube anymore? So my New Year's resolution is to stop caring what other people think, but I want, if you're the sort of person that likes to comment on every single TikTok or every single thing that you see and find fault in everything, just think about, while that might give you a little bit of satisfaction for like 10 seconds, like you can really ruin someone's day. Even just normal people on TikTok, a TikTok will go viral and somebody will just find something that's wrong with it, you know? And I just hate that culture. Why can't we just let everybody just, obviously sensibly within the rules, live their lives, you know? Anyway, I could do a whole video on that, I'm not gonna lie, but go and watch Molly's video as well, actually, if you want to hear people talking about that a little bit more. But please just be kind to people, and you know, just think about what you're gonna say before you send somebody a salty DM. And also, like, have you not got other things to be worrying about? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why bother policing what other people are doing when you're not going to control what they're doing? You're just going to make people who are sticking to the rules feel rubbish. That doesn't make any sense, but yeah. Anyway, that's a really, really sad note to end this video on, and I've genuinely only wrapped this one and this one. So basically, I can't wrap and talk. I'm not surprised. I'm going to go and wrap the rest of these now without having to talk, because I really actually can't do that. But I mean, the premise was there, you know, and they turned out okay. So I will see you guys very soon with a new video. I hope you're all doing well, and let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me while I'm stuck in isolation / in the UK for a couple more months. And yeah, I don't know when this is going up, so I was going to say have a good Christmas, because this might be the last video before Christmas, but I don't know if it will be the last video before Christmas, so I don't know. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye guys.